Picture a country where you can't carry a gun to protect your family, where owning one at home is a privilege, not a right, where police show up after the harm, and what you post online gets more attention than a violent, forcible act on females in the streets. A place that calls itself safe, yet every day another citizen is left alone to face danger with nothing but a phone and a prayer. That country is the United Kingdom. We're dialing the scope on Great Britain. It's England, Wales, and Scotland. Northern Ireland has different laws and aren't covered here. Chapter 1. Paperwork to Prohibition. After World War I, the Firearms Act of 1920 brought licensing for public safety. Then each time tragedy hit, the rules tightened. For example, in 1987, a lone gunman used semi-automatic rifles and a handgun to kill 16 people in the town of Hungerford, England. The public outrage led Parliament to pass the Firearms Amendment Act 1988, which banned most semi-automatic center-fire rifles and tightened shotgun licensing. Then in Dunblane, Scotland, a man entered a primary school and murdered 16 children and their teacher with legally held handguns. The tragedy drove the Firearms Amendment Act of 1997, which banned private ownership of handguns across Great Britain. Every restriction came with a reason. Every reason came with a promise. And every promise ended the same, a smaller circle of permission. No one stole freedom. The United Kingdom traded it, signature by signature, safety for silence. Chapter 2. The Permission Society. Today, if you live in England, Wales, or Scotland, you can apply for a shotgun certificate or a firearm certificate, but you'll need a good reason. And no, self-defense doesn't count. Here's what that means. They don't just take your form and wave you through. They interview you, inspect your home, and archive your life. A stranger from the state, called a firearms inquiry officer, decides whether you qualify to be trusted. It starts with Form 201. You attach a photo, list every address from the past 5 years, give your general practitioner's detail, and name 2 referees who've known you at least 2 years and aren't family. If you've lived abroad more than 6 months, you'll need foreign police checks or face delay and suspicion. Then comes the home visit. The government snoops around. The officer sits across from you, notebook open, asking about your experience, your routine, and your quote-unquote good reason, and any red flags. They'll also interview your partner or other adults in the house separately to assess domestic or mental health risks. But make no mistake, you're the one being investigated. Security isn't optional. You must install a firearm cabinet fixed into solid structure with ammunition and bolts stored separately. If it's not secure, you're done. No certificate. Like I said, medical consent is required. You authorized your general practitioner to share relevant information, and most forces request a firearms marker on your record, so they're alerted if new issues appear. Your referees are contacted and questioned about your stability and temperament. One doubtful comment can end your application. For a shotgun certificate, the test is, can you possess one without danger to the public or the peace? For a firearm certificate, you must prove a good reason, like a club membership or land permissions for pest control, for example. A hobbyist curiosity won't do. Now you'll hear the old line at a pub, if you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to fear. Well, that line only works until that line moves. Having nothing to hide only matters until the rules change. People in every authoritarian state heard the same reassurance, right up until what they said, posted, or believed became illegal. Now, when you hand over total access to your life, you're not proving innocence. You're surrendering leverage. Say it out loud, England. Privacy isn't guilt. Chapter 3. No carry, no choice in the UK. Now, public carry? Illegal. Not just guns. The law forbids carrying a loaded shotgun, any air weapon, loaded or not, any firearm with ammunition, or even an imitation firearm in public without lawful authority or a reasonable excuse. Now, public place means exactly what you think. Streets, shops, car parks, anywhere the public can go. And transport is a tightrope. Your only defense is a reasonable excuse once again. Direct travel to a gun range, a competition, land where you have permission, or a gunsmith. Unloaded, locked case, ammo separate. That quick stop for petrol can turn into an interrogation and now explaining why you weren't going directly. And yes, they can stop you. Police have powers to stop and search if they suspect you have a firearm. They can demand to see it, seize it, or test it. Imitations count too. Show a prop or airsoft gun in public and you've met the same section. Realistic imitations face extra restrictions under the 2006 Act. Film crews notify police. Airsofters rely on narrow defenses. Everyone else keeps their kit out of sight. Oh god, pepper sprays? Forbidden for civilians. The country that tells you to call the police also bans the tool you'd use while you wait. Penalties bite hard. Carrying in public can mean up to 7 years in prison. Less for air or imitation weapons, but still enough to turn your life upside down. And if you want to complain about it, well, wait till you see how the UK deals with that. Chapter 4. Guns yesterday, speech crimes today. They took away your tools for defense. Now they're working on your words. I'm bringing this up in a gun law video to show what happens after a nation gives up its right to bear arms. Once the people are disarmed, the authorities, governments, elites, warlords, essentially whoever holds the gun, move on to telling you what you can and can't say. The people, like a frog in slowly boiling water, don't jump out. They don't say anything. They sit still and cook. Reports show more than 12,000 people in a single year were arrested in the UK for online speech. That's posts, comments, memes. This didn't happen overnight. Police built online hate units at a time with increasing street assaults on women. Why? They say it's about harmful feelings. Citizens say the harm is causing their feelings. And if you are a British cop, what are your feelings on these online units? I really want to know what you think, so comment below. Next is the result of a runaway government of an unarmed and silenced people. Chapter 5. The Silent Invasion of UK. While citizens jump through months of background checks and home inspections just to own a shotgun to go skeet shooting, the UK's black market stays open for business. Small boat crossings and organized crime networks funded by England's enemies now move people, drugs, and guns across the same routes. Intelligence briefings call it a strategic threat, a more politically correct and friendly term instead of what it is, an invasion using UK's polite morality against them. Illegal firearms enter through ports and postal routes while the average Briton can't even carry pepper spray. Statistics from UK Parliament show criminals still get guns and use them against innocent people all the time. Police recover hundreds of converted blank firing pistols, smuggled Glocks, and shotguns with filed serial numbers each year. Police logged 17,589 firearm operations by March 2024, with 93% involving armed response vehicles, the highest rate on record. So what about you, the concerned legal citizen? Do you feel safe? Chapter 6. British Self-Defense Reality. People ask, can I defend myself in the UK? In the UK, defensive gun uses are so rare, they aren't even counted separately by the government. The law allows reasonable force, but because you can't carry and few have immediate access to a firearm, the real world number is near zero most years. When it happens, it makes national news, or it's a police officer that's off duty. Gov.uk literally tells householders they can act, quote unquote, in the heat of the moment, use objects to hand, or tackle a fleeing intruder. So, their answer to you getting viciously attacked is to use household objects, while national headlines show police use firearms to defend themselves from attackers. The irony? The state polices the compliant, the streets belong to the defiant. The lesson in all of this? Every restriction was sold as common sense. Every step sounded reasonable. Give up freedom for security. Now you can be arrested for words. Speech laws open you to ideological attacks. Full system takeover. Now it's someone else's country and you better hope they are merciful. To the Americans, if you concealed carry a gun, check out our Carrier Shorts and sweatpants, linked below, or go to relaxedfittactical.com. And don't be lame, subscribe.